Okay, hello cadre. I'm trying something new with this video. Had to be kind of quiet while I was doing my shave this morning, so I thought I'd try to do a little voiceover for it. So there I'm still doing my 3017 of Summer Storm from Chisel Face. And this is going to be a shave with my first shave with the Yuma Razor. Trying to get the camera to focus for me there. There we go. And yeah, so I'm using the Dorco ST300s for this. But after Chad's little explanation, kind of makes me wonder if these aren't technically 301s because they're in that little plastic tuck instead of a cardboard one. Omega brush today, and I think I'll get loading here and we'll get things going. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Mine's not going too bad. Got the kids taking naps, so I thought I'd try to get this done. Yeah, went for a good 30-second load. Make sure I got plenty of product because that Omega brush really does hold a lot of soap and it tends to eat it if you don't load it enough. Alright, there we go. I'm definitely still enjoying Summer Storm, for sure. It's not getting old on me or anything at this point, so far I think I'm going to be sticking in for the long haul on this 3017. Try to get this soap finished. It might take me 2 or 3 months, but we'll see. Changing up the aftershaves a little bit, give myself a little bit more variety to everything. Definitely changing up the gear as I go. Try out different things with the soap. See how that goes. Today's aftershave is going to be Penalt Clubman. Didn't so much pair well with this soap as it just kind of took over this overall smell. It kind of just washed it away. And all I could really smell afterwards was just a standard Clubman, but that was fine for me. Still smelling good after the shave. And yeah. Congrats to KJ. He won bingo yesterday. So the mug is his. Look forward to when he makes sets up the new game. Jump in on that one as well. And thank you, John, for running the last game. It was definitely entertaining to say the least. I thoroughly enjoyed some of the calls. It's kind of funny. You never really think about, in the moment, how long your shave is taking necessarily. And then you go back to try to do something like this, and you suddenly realize just how much dead space there kind of is when you're shaving. Because, people have been talking the last couple of days how, we kind of go zen and just are very in the moment, and you don't seem to pay too much attention to how much time is passing. So you can kind of see me there. I was checking just kind of trying to get an idea of the angle I need to go for. It's got a pretty strongly curved head on this razor, so I wanted to make sure I started off good, and then you'll see me check a few more times. It seemed like the one side of the razor was easier to find the angle than the other. I don't know what was going on with that. I'll try again tomorrow, see if I have a similar issue. Maybe I just didn't get the blade quite lined up properly, but both sides seem to shave well enough, so definitely worked out for that. And as far as how the shave went, definitely, I mean, the razor is very light, like Dave in Kentucky said. It's just super, super light, and I don't so much feel every hair that it's shaving off, but it definitely kind of has a sense of like dragging a little bit when you're going through the hair, and you can for sure feel it. And it's almost, I would actually, like, it's much lighter, but I would consider the feel of shaving with it actually kind of similar to the Rolls razor. That Rolls has a hollow ground blade, so you can kind of get some feedback from that, and that lightness of this double edge kind of gives that similar feel. You kind of get the feedback as you're shaving as opposed to just mowing through everything. It seemed like a fairly mild razor to me, but I mean, I primarily use straight razors, so I'm probably not the best judge of what's mild versus aggressive. But it did give me a good shave, and it was decently efficient. And now that I've kind of had one run with it, we'll see if I can improve upon the performance next time. I am the first person in the pass around for this, so if you're seeing this and hadn't seen the pass around, there should still be plenty of time to jump in on it if you want to try this razor out. Definitely had times where I was struggling to find the angle on one side. I don't know. I'm still not sure what was causing that. So also, I kind of didn't notice it for this first part of the shave here, but I lower the camera angle just a little bit after my first pass is over. So I realized that I was probably cutting off the lower portion of the shave for a good bit of this first pass. So hopefully that'll improve the viewing angle a little bit. I did move the camera over, so let me know if you guys feel like this angle is a little bit better in general, as far as me moving out of frame a little bit less. Because I thought about trying to shave just right into the camera screen, but the screen's just small enough that I think that would probably be a bad idea. One thing I definitely noticed is different with the soap with the double edge here as opposed to like the Rolls razor or any of my straight razors is this one doesn't, it seems to leave behind a lot more residual slickness than any of those do, because those definitely just get right in there and take everything away. But if my face was, until it had like dried a little bit after I'd passed that area, it was still super slick. Let me kind of go back on a spot that maybe if I felt I'd missed a little bit or anything like that without having to worry about not having the proper lubrication for the blade. So that was working well for me. Okay, all cleaned up after the first pass. Ready to get the second pass going. Got that camera angle adjusted there. I feel like that looks a little bit better, but definitely let me know what you guys think. So yeah, see, we've had looks like a couple of guys have decided to call it on their 3017 projects. Just decided that it wasn't worth devoting that much time to one soap if they've got it figured out enough, and just generally getting bored with only one scent when they've got a den full of all these other scents just screaming at them every day. So I can definitely understand that for sure, but I definitely want to try to go ahead and stick with it. And I know there's a few of us that are planning to do the same, so we'll see where we go with it. Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny this morning. I saw Chad's post for his Bad Blade series this morning. He used the same blade, I believe. Haven't watched his video yet, but just kind of the timing. And these are really the Dorcos are the only blades that I've had up until Monday, I guess. I got an order of Voskods in. Figured I'd give those a go. Since I was nearly out of these. These are just what came with my, Micro Touch 1 razor that I picked up ages ago, just as a cheap something to take with me while I'm traveling that I don't care one bit if it disappears for one reason or another. And it's definitely not the most aggressive razors out there or anything, but it does get the job done, and I don't use it super often, so if it's likely to fall apart on me or something, I just don't use it quite often enough for it to be an issue yet, so we'll see. I'm sure eventually I'll invest in a better double edge for long-term use, but since I mostly use a straight razor, it just hadn't really felt necessary yet. And I've got a gem that I was given as a gift for single edges, and that works really well for me, so not too worried about getting one of those. Only thing I've really been tempted by is maybe one of the feather AC style commissary shavettes, just because I really like commissary style blades, and I wish I hadn't gotten rid of the one that I had before, but I was still very new to wet shaving, and it kind of terrified me how ridiculously sharp that thing was. So I passed it along. But yeah, so no, this shave worked out pretty well for me. Pretty much BBS in most places. There were some areas around my jawline that, and the corners of my mouth that didn't quite get to that point. And I'll see if I can improve upon that tomorrow, but zero irritation, which is great. No real burn from the aftershave even, so definitely didn't tear myself up with it, that's for sure. Oh, that's right, we also have a, I guess it's kind of a stunt shave coming up, using some dollar store razors that I think also Dave in Kentucky picked up. So I've signed up for that, figured I'd give that a go. And I think they were looking for 8 total people to sign up after the 2 that are running it, and I think only a couple more people have signed up, so there's still some open slots if anybody else wants to join in on that. Should be, at minimum, an interesting time. Okay, all cleaned up and witch hazeled, and time for some aftershave. Like I said, I'm doing the Clubman today. Just figured I'd give that a shot, something different, and see how it goes. And yeah, it really just kind of overpowered the smell of the soap and just took over completely. So I suppose I'd prefer that to a total clash. But thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll catch you guys around on the cadre if you're not a member there already. If you're just catching us on YouTube, come check it out. It's www.theshavingcadre.com. It's a great group of guys just talking about wet shaving. So I'll catch you guys later.